Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hope everyone could hear us okay. Drop in the chat. I got someone coming from Louisiana, Mississippi. Give us some hearts and loves. Make sure you're sharing with your friends and family. We have so much to share with you today. I am so excited. So, good morning, everyone. I am Patrice Harrison. I am the founder of Miss Black International Ambassador, formerly Miss Black U.S. Ambassador, and I am elated to be here with you today. My sidekick wasn't feeling good this morning. Stacey is our director of operations, so I will be filling in for her as well this morning. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, guys. So, today we are in for a treat. There are so many great things happening with MBIA, and we are going to be introducing our new executive director. So, let's wind it back real quick. If you've never heard of MBIA before, let me give you well, good morning. Yes, good morning from Ghana. Oh, thank you. Good morning. Okay, so if you never heard of MBI before, let me give you a little bit of a history lesson and a little bit more about who we are and what we do. So, Miss Black International Ambassador was founded almost 13 years ago. And I founded this organization because I had been in pageantry for, not to age myself, at that time about 15 years. I had done several Black pageants before, just general pageants. I loved being on the director side of things because I loved empowering Black women and I love to see us grow and build and change our communities. And I felt that there was something missing in the world of pageantry where it's great to do appearances and look beautiful and do all those wonderful things. But at the end of the day, when you leave your community, are you truly making a difference? And so that's how MBUSAM at the time, it was just American based, was born. And from there, we moved on over to an international system about 5 years ago. And then I retired for 2 years and I came back in just because we needed to do some restructuring. I always tell people this, that no pageant is perfect. There are ups and downs, there's faults, there's good days and bad days. But what makes MBIA wonderful is that we're willing to admit the faults. We're willing to hear from our contestants and our families and our guests to say, hey, how do we make your experience better? And so that's what we've really been doing over the last few years. Last year, we had a pageant, and it just speaks to the amazing strength of our organization. We were supposed to be on the Celebrity Beyond, traveling to multiple countries, parties on the beach, to life-changing opportunities where we were going to give back to girls in the Bahamas. And unfortunately, out of our complete control, the ship broke down, and this is a luxury cruise line. I've never had that happen because I'm also a travel agent. So we pivoted, and in 36 hours, we put together a amazing competition on land and had the entire city of Miami supporting us. Celebrities, artists like Kim Whitley, and so many other people were just there to support. And we were so excited to have them there. So let's now bring us to where we are now. So I have been in the role of founder and interim director for the last 2 years, and I am going back into retirement. Yay! And it's not because I don't love the world of pageantry. I think pageantry is great. I think what we do for women is absolutely amazing. And it's been a blessing to be back and to help restructure it. And so myself, Stacy, Makiva, Mallory, all the amazing women that have been on the staff and some of our legacy queens really put our head together and really took the time to look for a director that we felt that embodied the heart, the vision, the mission, that had the experience, right, of running an organization, running multiple pageants, that had a really great team that can merge with the already existing team. And so we did that. And guys, we found a phenomenal director. And transitions are hard. Sometimes, it's difficult to understand the vision of someone else and bring that in and incorporate the visions. It's like a marriage, right? And so there's always bumps and things along the way. But I'm so honored to have her a part of our family and have her join us. I do want to give a quick shout out to our amazing R4. We call them the Relentless Four. I see you, Miles. So shout out to our amazing, well, she's no longer social media. So Mallory is over brand partnerships, the co-lead on that. She's also one of our former Mrs. Queen. So I see you in the chat. But let me first always give honor to those who definitely deserve the honor. So I want to shout out to our Relentless Four. That is what we call our amazing four queens. And so we have Siobhan, L'Ariel, Colby, and Marjorie. So if you guys are on watching this morning or wherever you guys are, shout out to you. We love you. We thank you for all your amazing support because it's not easy having one director. L'Oreal, I was her director before when she was our teen queen, and then shifting to a new director. So we're excited, right? Because it is just it's an honor to work with this woman. So without further ado, let me tell you about our new director. And then we're going to talk about where we're headed, right, in 2026, what her vision is for 2026, and what that looks like. So let's get started. Okay, 1 second. Perfect. 1 second. Y'all, because I gotten older in life, I have to zoom in so I can read things. And I'm sure Stacy is laughing because I have to do that. So without telling her name first, I'm going to talk about who she is. She is a visionary leader, a creative executive, a philanthropist and author, a business strategist whose distinguished career spans more than 3 decades across corporate America, nonprofit leadership, entertainment, and theatrical arts, as well as real estate, pageantry, and global humanitarian work. With over 30 years of corporate America management experience, which is important in the world of pageantry, because that is definitely a business, right? She has 20 years in nonprofit sector within the entertainment and arts and over 15 years in property management. She brings a rare depth of operational excellence, creative vision, and purpose-driven leadership to every space she occupies. She is the founder and chief executive officer of Trio Diamond Productions, LLC, the Sway Foundation, Grand Horizon Property Management, and the creator and the author of an international expanding empowerment movement and book, Hey Sis, I Got You. She currently holds the title of Miss Black Globe Belize with the Miss Black Globe system, representing Belize as a cultural ambassador committed to diplomacy, service, leadership, and global unity. She is a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated Century City Alumni Chapter and an active member of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Los Angeles Chapter. She began her collegiate journey at Historical Black College University, HBCU, in Atlanta in the 1980s, and she later earned a degree in accounting from Robert Morris College in Chicago. She has over 30 years in corporate management experience, working with Fortune 500 companies. In parallel, she dedicated more than 20 years of that to nonprofit leadership. So, within her leadership in the world of pageantry, she directed and served under the Miss Black USA pageant system for 3 years and is a longtime leader of the Little Miss African American Scholarship Pageant. She began her pageant journey in her early teen years with the Miss USA system and later with the Miss Black America system regional city pageants. She's an amazing author. Her honors include, and I mean, when I tell you, her honors are absolutely amazing, everyone. She's the recipient of the Trailblazer Award presented by the Love Foundation, 2024 nominee of Excellence and Service as a Black Business Associate, Salute to Black Women, certificate of recognition from the California State Senator Stephen Padilli, certificate of recognition from the County of San Diego, special accommodations from the San Diego Council Presidents Pro Temp, and y'all, the list goes on and on. And she was just featured in an exclusive article in Sheen Magazine and is having a scheduled upcoming USA Today feature regarding her Hey Sis, I Got You movement. Guys, without further ado, please welcome to the stage our brand new executive director. And I'm so happy and so proud to pass this baton onto her as I enter into my retirement era in this January. So welcome to the stage, Miss Antina Campbell.
Hello,
Good
hello. Good
morning.
morning.
So I almost got choked up. I really did. Your resume is impressive. Absolutely impressive.
I didn't when you start putting those bios together, like, oh, I've done all that, huh? Because I just work, I just grind, as you know, and then yeah, and then when you see it on paper, like, wow, I've done a lot. So yeah, I just do the work.
Right. And you know what? That's what this is all about. I always tell people that I could care less what title you have. It's the work that you do that you put in every single day that
Yes,
matters. And
absolutely.
so I am honored to pass this mantle onto you. Um, I can't think of anybody better. And it's so crazy. Like I look back at and probably people are like, well, how did this happen? I really don't know how this happened. It was a search that landed in you joining us pageant week to making sure we pulled together a pageant in 36 hours on land, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And our team saw that dedication. They saw the fire. They saw how your joy in the work that you do, and you didn't need the recognition. And I think that's so important that sometimes people feel in the world of pageantry that it's about I. But one thing I love about the book, The Purpose Driven Life, the
Mm.
first sentence is it's not about you.
It's not about you. I love that book. Yes.
Absolutely. And I really believe that you are here for such a time as this. I believe that God has anointed you for this. And so,
Thank
um,
you. I'm excited. I'm
just so y'all know,
extremely excited.
we're both
And it's
believers. So I just know that it's time. And I am happy to be here with you. So, Antina, tell
yes.
us, tell us, how excited you are to be in this position and what should people expect from you?
Okay. Well, I'm very excited. I'm a little emotional, so
We both
it's
can't be over
Saturday.
here crying now,
It's
okay?
Saturday morning, and yeah, I got this script here I'm gonna read, but I'm extremely excited. You know, I thought, to be honest and to be transparent, as you know, I thought God was taking me in a different direction, right? But He shifted, and my plan was not His plan. So to be sitting here, stepping into a platform that's always been me, as you know, I am a international person. Love Africa. Been to Ghana, been to Uganda, been to Cote d'Ivoire, been to South Africa, just love pouring into the African diasporas and the Caribbean as well. So um, I'm like, yeah, this is where God has for me because I know I have that international calling on my life. So let me read my little script I have here for everyone. And good morning, ladies. Thank you for joining. I know we have Ghana on the call, other countries. So I'm excited just to be a vessel, right? So I wanted to begin by reframing what it means to stand in this space, right? Miss Black International Ambassador is not simply a competition, is my vision. It's a global appointment. It's a responsibility to represent cultures, represent their countries, their communities, and represent it with intelligence, respect, and integrity, right? Now, as the new executive director, my vision is anchored in diplomacy. An ambassador is not defined by a crown. You know me, Patrice. You take that crown off and you still represent, right? But it's by her ability to build bridges, honor cultural differences, and lead, right, with both confidence and humility. Um, the MBI organization exists to prepare women to show up on international platforms as thoughtful representatives of the Black diasporas across Africa, the Caribbean, the United States, and beyond, right? Here, beauty is not limited to appearances. It is reflected by cultural awareness, emotional intelligence, leadership presence, and service. And let me say this again. You heard in my bio when she said 20 plus years of nonprofit service. I am all about service. I believe that the strongest leader, the most powerful leader, is a servant first. So when a Miss Black International Ambassador enters a room, she carries more than herself. She carries her legacy, responsibility, and the voice of her community. So, what I expect every woman who chooses to move forward is a readiness to lead globally. Period. I expect professionalism in conduct, accountability and commitment, and respect for the countries, their traditions, and communities you will represent. I expect you to be prepared, to learn, to listen, and to serve with integrity. And in
Mm.
return, MBIA organization is committed to transparency, intentional leadership development, and creating pathways for long term impact. Our goal, and specifically, definitely not mine, is not to create temporary title holders, period. It's to create long term, long life ambassadors, women equipped to move confidently in global spaces with grace, credibility, and purpose. That's who I am, and that's what I bring to the MBIA. Is that this is you? This is not a temporary title holder. We're going to create leaders that will represent the United States, Africa, Caribbean, throughout this entire country. So that's my expectation, and that's what I'm bringing to the table, and that's what I'll be pushing for in every young woman who steps up to be a part of this organization. This is a lifelong commitment. Even after you've served your year, we still want you a part of this organization for a number of reasons, because we're powerful Black women across this entire country. So yeah, I can go on and on, but that's it for
Woo!
now.
No, no, I think there were this announcement has been a long time coming. So
It
like to
has.
now feel that, I'm just like, let me hold it together. Let me like pull myself together here. No, I love everything that you said. Absolutely everything you said, because the definition of an ambassador is someone that goes into a country.
Mhm.
They don't just take, right? It's not like you're going and take her to say, I'm gonna change everything. No, you do create change, but you go in and you scope the land, you talk to the
Right,
people, you become one with them.
right.
And then you say, how can we help create change? What
Yes,
needs to be changed? Right? We don't just go in and say, oh, we're here, all eyes on us, let's do the thing, right? And
yes. The glitz
so
and glam is pretty, but the work is really what's more return on our investment. And as you know, me, it's just like, listen, pageantry has been around for 50 plus years. It's always, and I'm very stickler when they say a beauty pageant. I will go, and no, we're not a beauty pageant. We're a
we're
woman,
not.
women who are making changes across our country, our culture, and the world. And I will push for that 110% because for me personally, want the world to see Black pageants. I can't speak about the other pageant because I'm a Black woman, different than just a beauty pageant. And invest in us because they know we're going back and we're pouring into our community and our countries with our service.
Absolutely. And this is needed more now than ever. I see our four is on. I see Siobhan and Marjorie making some comments in there. I love it. Siobhan says she's very excited about the future of MBIA, and Marjorie's tapping in saying true. Um, I love that. So I think more now than ever, and not to speak illy, because we're not going to talk about illy about anybody else's pageant. But right now, in this space, as Black women in the world of pageantry, they're longing to see something different. They're longing to see true representation where Black women have the stage to do more than just have a pretty face and pageant systems take money. They want to see more than that. And I believe that MBIA is that, and it's going to continue to be that for years and years and years to come. I know it's in wonderful hands. And it's so funny because, oh, I lost Antina. Where'd she go? She'll be back in a second. But I know that it's in wonderful hands. So to everyone that's watching, and I figure out where Antina went, I'm gonna remove her real quick, and then when she comes back, I'll add her to the stage. But I know for a fact, as Antina takes on the head of this organization, um, more women in the diaspora will have representation. The countries that are looking to take their queens to pageants that make them feel seen and heard, and that there's true sisterhood and camaraderie, that's going to be absolutely amazing. So I ask that you guys all have the opportunity to share this with your friends, your sister queens in other systems, and take it. Yes, absolutely. More than a pretty face, Lex. Absolutely. So take it and keep pushing it because that's what is exactly needed. Let me see what happened to Antina because I want her to talk to you guys about why Belize. So while we're trying to fix Antina and bring her back, drop some of your questions in the chat. We'd love to hear them. Any questions that you guys may have. All right, let me add her back. Hey
Sorry,
there. It's
I
okay.
got a call
Technology,
coming
girl.
in. They were trying to leave a message and it's kicked me out. I'm like, what the heck is going on? That was from my TEDx group. Okay.
So thank you, Erica. I think it is. The future of MBIA is really great for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so let's talk about where we're headed in
Yeah.
2026.
I'm
I'm
excited.
excited. Where are we going?
We are going to beautiful Belize in
Believe.
2026. Yes.
That is so amazing. And so this will be the first time MBIA has been to Belize. Tell us all about the vision of Belize, why Belize, and what people can look forward to.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I am Ms. Black Glow Belize, right? Till the end of this year. But I've the last couple of years, I've done a lot in Africa, um, in Ghana, South Africa, and other countries through the nonprofit, the Ashe Foundation, that I was part of for like 10 plus years, where we were taking shoes and clothing and medical supplies to those countries. We did it for a long time. CNN covered our story. And then when I stepped into more of the directorial role of pageantry, my heart was still in Ghana, is still in Africa, but God directed me towards Belize, and I started developing relationships over there. We took shoes and clothing over to Belize a couple of years ago with my pageant queens from the Miss Black USA system, and it was just beautiful. So the relationship has just been developing, and I just got back from there a couple of months ago for the Carnival Cruise, Carnival Independence Week, and they love us. It's a beautiful country. It is a third world country, so poverty is there, but our money goes a long way. That dollar is $2 over there. But at any rate, so just developing relationships over there, and the need is great. One of the things that touched me most is that in Belize, education is a struggle, right? I would say 75% of the kids drop out of school. And so that, education is big for me. So it's like, how can we help them? One of the women's homes over there is Marla's home. She basically brings in these young women, girls that are taken away from their home because of some form of abuse. And the government pulls them out, puts them in this secret home where they are cared for until the government decides whether to put them back in the home once they move the abuser, or they live there until they're 18. Some of those girls come pregnant. And what touched me the most is that when in Belize, if you're pregnant in high school or middle school, that's it. You can't go back to school. After you have that child, you are not allowed to go back to school. You can still go and get your GED, but most of them don't do that because they can't afford it, which is only like $400, not a lot of money, right? To go back and at least get your GED and education, but they can't afford it. They got to take care of a child. So, just pouring into that country was a no brainer for me at that time. So my relationships, we talked about when I went there in September about bringing the pageant there. They're excited because it's a beautiful country. It's got a lot of islands, a lot of things to do, a lot of community, which is what I'm about, serving and pouring back into community, whether it's helping those young girls, but putting shoes and clothing on kids in certain schools, having youth educational forums for the kids. So that's where we're going next year. They're excited. What else do you want to know about Belize? Food is phenomenal.
Look,
The food
look,
is great, and the
it's
and the culture and
mhm.
the people are phenomenal too. So
So I'm excited for multiple reasons. So you said something that absolutely touched my heart, is the service work that's going to be done with the women and the kids. When we talk about the graduation or even kids making it to high school and the low percentage of kids, and Yes, we have a educational problem around the world when it comes to educating our children. And, right here in the US, we have issues as well. But Belize, when you talk about that percentage of children that make it to high school, we talk about these young women that are victims of domestic violence at a young age. I think when we talked, there was a young girl that was what, 11 or 12 that became pregnant, right? I mean,
Mhm.
and so to be able to pour into these young women, right? And our Ford, this goes along with all of their platforms and all the things that they're passionate about, right? And so I am looking forward to that because they're going to help host a youth conference there called
Mhm.
Ignite. And so during pageant week, we will have a youth conference for those kids where the contestants will be involved. You're not going to be a spectator, but you get to maybe be on the stage or in a panel discussion or working with the kids. Well, we're still fleshing all those things out with our R4 and our the nonprofit side of things, but just to be able to be a part of that pageantry, normally that doesn't happen, right? People go to pageant week, you're like, oh, let's go put some bags together, feed some kids, and we did it. But this is like work. This is
Right.
like taking the time out to be able to pour into some kids, putting curriculum together and things of that sort. And speaking of curriculum, you know, let me go back because there's two other exciting reasons why I'm excited about Belize. It is my birthday week and Siobhan's birthday week. So Siobhan, you on, we are going to have a great time because why? It's our birthday, right? So we're even excited about that. We're going to spend our birthday in Belize. Why not, right? And it's going to be an amazing celebration. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But speaking of, when you talk about the work that the young women are going to be doing that are part of this pageant, the one thing that we are keeping is our cohort. So I could talk a little bit about that. Is that the women that compete in this system, you just don't get to go to a pageant and go to the cohort, but you also get to be a part of a leadership development program headed by Caroline Bennett. It's the Caroline Bennett. Lord, I can't even forgot the name of it, the Caroline Bennett MBIA cohort. And so this cohort really teaches the women how to take their programs, not a platform. Platforms are great, y'all. That's wonderful. You stand on a platform, a program you put work into, right? So we do programs here at MBIA. So the program that you're most passionate about and you help develop, that's what Caroline will sit down with you. And so our current four queens, they've been through the cohort. They had phenomenal presentations, and they're now still actively working with us to develop those programs and to push them out during their year of service. And so you'll be taught how to develop programs, develop a pitch to be able to get funding for those programs and things of that sort. And so Caroline will be teaching that as part of your entry fee. And so Siobhan had just put, and I'm going to drop it in there, one of her favorite things about MBA is the amazing coach, right? So we coach you guys. It's not just about, hey, you show up, but we actually have people that are there to help develop you as a queen because whether you walk away with the title or not, you have to walk away with something tangible. And that tangible piece is the leadership development cohort that we do. It's the pouring into you guys that this team will do. And people are like, well, are you just leaving altogether? I will be by Antina's side, backing her up through this first year to make sure she knows everything, all MBIA, that I'm here as a support and a sister to her because her success is all of our success. And I want her to be as successful as possible and the women's in this system to also be successful as well. So, yeah. Oh, I love that. So let's put leadership and real mentorship, real development. Sign me up, please. Absolutely, we will do that. So, Antina, let's kind of segue into that.
Go ahead.
What so we know that there is a application fee, and
There.
so if you reach out to our current queens, either one of the R4s, they have a discount code. And so there's two great things about this. They will give you a discount code for you to apply. And then between now and the end of December, if you do apply, you get entered to win a cruise on a luxury cruise line. So we're excited about that. Tina, you're about to go on vacation for your birthday. I'm about to go.
Mhm.
I think the whole team is going on a cruise.
Yes.
We love this cruise line. Celebrity is amazing, even though we had our broke down shit for a little bit. But you know what? We are all excited. So don't forget, if you have not applied, and if you already have applied, we've already entered you in. But if you do apply between now and the end of the year, you do get the opportunity to win a cruise. So, and Tina, tell us
Yes.
about the entry fee, all the things that go along with that.
Okay. So the entry fee is $1,900. However, what that covers is we will be in Belize for an entire week. The dates were August. Let me get my calendar here. The pageant itself is August 15th. So we will be in Belize the week of August 15th. So from August 9th through the 16th, more or less. So that's $1,900 will cover your entire week hotel stay, right? It will cover um, ground transport, all of your ground transportation from the airport once you arrive in Belize to when you leave Belize. It will cover all of your ground transportation for that week that we're going to. Is we have 1 day of excursion, 1 day of service. Um, it will cover all of your meals for the week that we're there, and then you get. It will cover your opening dance number, opening outfit, and it will cover your sport. You get two wardrobes, opening dance number and your athletic wear. So you get a lot. You get a lot. You'll be responsible for your airfare, and then your gown, your wardrobe outside of fitness and opening. But all your meals, your hotel, your ground transportation once you're there, 1 day of excursion, and what did I say? Yeah. So and those excursions can run you about $300 or $400, and you get a swag bag of nice gifts anywhere valued from $300 to $500. So it covers quite a bit. And I know people are like, ooh, $1,900, but we have a payment plan. But it's worth it. Like I said, I know when I go to Belize, it's easily $2,500. And that's not including the meals. That's just hotel and airfare, whatever. So yeah.
So let me get this straight. $1,900
Yeah.
for a whole week and
Hmm.
all my food and
Yes.
an excursion and an
Yes.
opening number outfit and
Yes.
a athletic wear outfit. And for those who do not know, we do not do swimwear. We do athletic wear. And then we do an athletic challenge with Coach Stacy because we want to make sure that it's not just you saying, oh, I'm skinny and I'm on, no, we want to know, can you do some push-ups and sit-ups and all the things? Are we really focused on our health as Black women, right? So that's a big piece of the competition as well. And so all of those things for $1,900, and you can break it up into a payment plan.
Yeah, and 3 meals a day.
3 meals a day. You're
So
gonna
that
feed
would,
me
yeah.
3 meals a day.
Hmm.
Some good Belize food.
Yes, and Belizean food is good.
I know, right? Like I said,
Yeah.
my flight to Ghana costs more than the application fee. So the
Oh,
application
someone said their flight to Ghana costs more than the application fee.
right. And so, and it's
Awesome.
actually pretty affordable to fly from the US to Belize, right? So let's talk about that and visas and all that kind of stuff.
And we'll be
Um,
working on. We're working on. I'm working on. I mean, airlines don't give a huge discount, but we'll
they
be
give like 10% sometimes.
like 10%. But
5.
we'll be working on some sponsorships if possible. And the one thing about you'll find about me is I fundraise and sponsorships and get donations up until forever, all year round, 24/7. That's what you do. So you never know what can come about when it comes to the airfare.
Absolutely. That's absolutely wonderful. Okay, so what we have is $1,900. So to actually apply, it's $150 to apply via the website. And the girls, anyone that any of the ladies who are wanting to apply and get a discount, I think that's a $50 off gift discount if I'm not mistaken. You're gonna hit up our R4. I saw our Teen Queen Colby jump in. Hey Colby. So Marjorie, Colby, Siobhan or L'Oreal, you're going to hit them up and ask for your discount code. And then after they've applied, they'll go through a process, which means they will be interviewed. And then after the interview, background checked, everything, then they'll be accepted. And then you'll set up their payment plans. And then starting and that application is going to go all the way until the end of February, right? We extended it a little bit. Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Okay, so to the end of February. And then from there, they start their cohort April 1st and all their trainings, right?
All virtual, right?
All virtual trainings. Okay. So girls, women from all over the world, if you are wanting to apply, let's talk about the division. So we have our teen division that starts from 14 all the way up to 18, 19, like the back 19. And then our Miss division, MISS, is 20 to 30. And then our Ms. division that's if you've been married, not currently married, but if you have been married or you have a child, you start from 23 all the way up to, if I'm not, is it 60? I want to double check. And then our Mrs. division is from 21 all the way up to 60. So we have a wide range of women that can participate in this system. So that's pretty amazing. That is pretty amazing.
And you said all the way up to 60. Woo, okay. I love that.
Hey, you know what? It's sometimes you have a dream and sometimes the dream's deferred.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And that's amazing that we make sure that we're encompassing all those different.
There's no expiration on dreams, have no expiration date.
No, dreams do not have an expiration date. Absolutely not. So I'm excited. This is wonderful. Okay. So we talked about Belize. We talked about where we're going. We talked about the Ms. and Mrs. and teen division. We talked about how to apply. We talked about the cohort. Well, gosh, Antina, we talked about a lot this morning. Anything else that you feel that we need to talk about and you want to tell everyone?
No, we covered a lot. I mean, just, we are an international pageant, so we may be, who knows where we'll be in 2027 and 2028 and 2029. I am definitely working on communications with some very connected people in the African world to bring, so we will definitely, I don't know when MBIA will come back to the United States, let's put it that way, but we will be international all the time.
Well, and let's be honest.
And just to be clear and transparency, part of that reason is to, currently there's problems. There's, from our country with other countries coming into our country. And so I think we experienced that this year, right, Patrice, with some of our girls not being able to get their visas. So we want to eliminate that.
15 women that they could not compete last year because their visas were denied.
Yeah. So we don't want those problems. So we rather listen. If you're here in the United States, we're traveling in other countries, so be prepared. So,
right, and that's what makes us an international system. We're not a U.S. based system. We may be licensed in the U.S., but we taking on the entire world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think if anyone's listening, my biggest goal too is just to build these bridges from one African country to another African country, from the United States to, which I said it earlier. I'm really, really passionate about our culture and being exposed to international platforms. So,
no, I agree. So for those who have visa concerns, feel free to send us an email. We will be here to answer any questions that you have. This is going to stay on our YouTube page. So if you want to watch it and scroll back and say, I might have missed something, let me go ahead and quickly check in. You could absolutely do that. So I am excited, Antina. I'm blessed to have you take on this mantle. And I look forward to what you do with this system, because the conversations we've
What we
had.
do, we do what we
We
do. I'm
do. I will
excited
be here
about.
to support you, but
I'm talking we, but also the young
the
ladies, the
team.
queens, because
Yeah.
my success is their success. It's me, sisterhood. So I'm pouring into what I love, and I love to see Black women excel, and so I will work my behind off 100 as long as you show you're passionate about it. You're getting a director who will work over and beyond means to make it happen. Even my daughter, who's not on this call, she'll be like, I don't know how we did some things, but my mama made it happen because that's who I am, especially for Black women. If you show me that you most of all respect, you operate in integrity, and you want this and you want to do the work, I'm going to roll up my sleeves and do the work for you. So that's my reward. Like again, the fashion crown, it's just a piece of jewelry, but the win for me is the journey and to see the success of these young women after that fashion crown comes off. And I can sit back and like, wow, I was a part of that. And be excited about that. So, it's really about paying it forward. I've been through a lot. If you get my book, you'll check. I've been through a lot, but I understand my purpose. And this journey is not just about for me. It's for every Black woman that wants to be a part of it.
I love that. And I love Siobhan. She said it perfectly. Say it with me. We will be successful. And we
We
will
will
be.
be successful. Yes. All
We
right,
will be.
Sarah.
Yes. And someone else said this is really perfect, meaning those from Ghana can be a part. Absolutely. We are taking delegates from all countries. And so we know we've had some.
And my goal is to have 4 divisions from every country, at least 5 countries for 2026. So we have Ghana, South Africa, Jamaica, Belize. I want teens, Ms. all 4. So yeah, I'm an account. I have an accounting degree, so I'm a numbers person. So I'm always like, okay, I need 4 girls. If you know anything about me, Patrice, when I was in Miss Black USA, I had 3. We had 3 divisions. I had a girl from every division because it's just I don't know. It's about sisterhood, and when we worked together, when they walked in rooms together, they felt more powerful. So it's all about getting those 4 representations from each for at least 5 countries from 2026. So again, I'm an accountant. I work with numbers, so I count. So.
I love that. No, and that's perfect. That's even better to hear as well. So numbers are very important when managing a business of this magnitude. Well, Antita, I think that's all for today.
Yeah.
So
Were
you
there any
guys, I
questions?
hope that you're paying attention to our socials. Well, there'll be more information coming out about, again, applying. We definitely want to get you applying before the end of the month because why? You want to win a cruise. Why not? And
Do
there's
we
so
have
many
any
good things that our
questions?
queens are doing. Yeah. So yeah, do we have any additional questions in the chat? Um, and again, thank you to our amazing R4 for joining us today. We absolutely love you guys. Thank you to Mallory, who's also our former legacy queen, who's on staff. We have Stacy in helping without the comments. This says, my wife wants to represent our ancestral nation, which is currently in exile. Is that okay? So yeah, if you could give us a little bit more about what the country is or what that looks like, that would be helpful. And so feel free to shoot us an email. I'm going to drop the email in the chat. It's admin@the MBIA pageant.com. Is there a talent portion? No. And the reason why we do not have a talent portion has nothing to do with we don't like talent. I love talent. That's actually my favorite part of competition most of the time. But we realized early on that there's so many amazing women that don't have a talent, that they don't sing, they don't dance, they don't do monologues, but they're amazing servant leaders. And that to me matters more than you getting up on stage and singing or dancing or tapping or any of those things. So we decided to eliminate talent and make sure that we were staying true to what MBIA was about. And that was the servant leadership piece of who we are.
Do we want to just kind of go over what divisions they will be competing in?
Absolutely. That's a perfect question. So we have our costume competition. So definitely bring out all the beautiful costumes that is a part of your competition. And then we have our cohort and our interview portion. Those are the highest graded competitions. It's 20 and 20, which equals 40, right? And that score carries over to final night as well. And so you'll have a panel interview, and then you will also an in-person panel interview, and then you'll also have a leadership development pitch competition where you're going to pitch to the program that you've been working on. And so that part is there as well. And then we will have from there our athletic competition. And so that's a two-part competition where you'll be doing athletic wear, a walk on stage, but then you will also be given an athletic challenge. And it's a 3-month challenge, and you're competing against your best self. That is, you will give you exercises that you'll do, and you are literally, it's an honorary system, but I promise you, if you say, oh, I know how to do all these exercises and I do them well, and I did this many reps and I did this, and then you get to pageant week and you can't do any of that, it will show. Okay. And so, but we do that because we want our women to be healthy. And so there'll be some athletic challenges that you guys will do. And that's part of the competition as well. Then we have evening gown and onstage question. And so that wraps up the areas of competition.
Now the costume though is their native country, right? Whatever they're represent, either their country that they reside in, or if they're in the United States and if they're representing a country, it's that costume, right? The native.
Correct. So if you're in the United States and you're representing a state or a region in the US, you will wear a costume that represents that state or region. And then wherever country you're representing, then you will wear something that represents that country. So yes, correct. Yes, and Marjorie did represent Haiti. And if I'm not mistaken, Marjorie, you won the costume competition. Her costume was fire. And I will tell you, this past year was the most amazing group of women. Their costumes, everything. Like Kobe, oh my gosh, her costume. Maybe it was Kobe that won. I think it might have been Kobe that won competition, the costume competition. I can't remember because their costumes were all phenomenal. Even Siobhan's, oh, that one was so good too. We'll have to, if you want to look and see what everyone wore last year, that YouTube video is on our YouTube page from the competition last year. But it just was absolutely stunning. It was Kobe. Yes. Kobe's I think she was a red cardinal, and it was gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So absolutely amazing. Any more questions? I'm going to check real quick the chat, and I'm going to check to see if anyone has put any questions in IG. So let's see real quick. No questions. All right, Antina. Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
thank you to you and the amazing team for joining. I'm so excited. It's going to be a phenomenal 2026.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Any parting words, ma'am?
No, other than I'm excited about this 2020, stepping into this role, and 2026 and beyond. So if anything, I can just encourage the young ladies on the call to sign up, because MBIA is going to be the best.
It is. Mm-hmm. And also, real quick, my wife was driving. She asked, was the swimsuit competition deemed inappropriate? No, we don't believe that swimsuit competition was deemed inappropriate. We just felt like Black women, we are so many different shapes and sizes. And swimwear these days are not meant for some of the curves that we had. So we wanted to make sure that the women that were in our competition felt comfortable on stage, where they didn't feel like everything was hanging out and they felt uncomfortable. And because not everybody is a smaller size, or we're all different shapes and sizes. So we felt this, if we're going to focus on Black women and our health, let's focus on that first. And then let's make sure that we have something that represents everybody's body type and they feel comfortable in it. So that's,
and then you also have, over the last couple of years, a lot of other pageants have removed the swimwear competition because of the sexist portion of it that it brings, and just not wanting women to always be seen as sex objects as well.
Absolutely. We're way more than that. We're Ooh, we're way more than that. There is something that I wanted to say, and it went and it's gone. We had a question about directorship and can they be on staff? So we do have some new liaisons that are coming on board. We have a director coming on board for North Carolina and South Carolina area. We have someone coming on board for South Africa as well, and they'll have pageants after the 2026 pageant. And so if you are looking to bring your contestant here, maybe you have a pageant that you're in, but if you're looking to bring somebody on and you're a director of a pageant system, or you've been looking to bring your girls somewhere, this is definitely the pageant for them. So definitely send us a quick email. We'd love to talk to you, interview you, and go from there. All right, guys. Well, we are hitting the end of this live, but we want to thank everyone for joining us. We can't wait to see all these fabulous applications. You can go to our website. I'll drop that in the chat real quick, www.thembiapageant.com. And you can apply there. Other than that, and Tina, thank you so much. I
Thank
wish
you. I'm
everybody
excited.
happy holidays and Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year. So we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.